Chevrolet stamped across that blacked-out grille. Ram never saw this coming.
There is one engineering decision buried in this truck's suspension geometry. No other heavy-duty manufacturer has executed it at the factory level. Not Ram, not Ford. Get to that at the end. Stay with me. Is the Duramax Elite worth the premium? My answer depends entirely on how you actually use this truck. Whether you're pulling 18,000 pounds of equipment quarterly or writing a check for capability you need to exist. That distinction matters more than any spec sheet. Here's what we're covering: the exterior design decisions, cabin execution, and the powertrain case. And the story of where this truck actually came from, because it did not begin in a standard product planning room.
Every eye in this segment goes straight to those knobby MT tires and the black fender flares. That is not what matters most here. What matters is the factory integration of those squared-off composite flares into the load path structure of the bed corners. Aftermarket flares bolt onto a body not designed for them. These are engineered into the structural skin from the factory. That changes torsional rigidity at highway speeds under load. Competitors deliver this only through dealer-installed packages. Structural integrity is not the same thing. Speculative tech number 1. Adaptive load path flare integration. The composite flare shell transfers lateral bed stress into the frame rail junction. The engineering logic eliminates the flex point that causes cab corner microfractures on modified HD trucks after 80,000 miles. This closes the gap that every aftermarket conversion cannot solve at the seam. What's inside tells a different story about how seriously Chevy took the brief for this cabin. That full-width carbon fiber door panel isn't a trim insert. It runs corner to corner, the same weave pattern you see on the dashboard vent surrounds and the A-pillar trim. In a $90,000 Ram 1500 TRX, carbon fiber is reserved for accent strips. Here, it structures the entire visual field of the door. 3 sentences, moving on. The physical HVAC knobs retained below that 13.4-inch infotainment screen. That is the correct call. An HD truck operator in cold weather, in gloves, cannot reliably swipe a touchscreen for cabin temperature. Ford's F-250 Platinum moved this function entirely to screen. That is wrong for this segment. Speculative tech number 2. Embedded console display integration. The secondary touchscreen in the center console surface communicates drivetrain and tow mode selections independently of the main infotainment. The engineering reasoning keeps the primary screen uncluttered during active towing operations. It eliminates the screen swap task when the driver needs both navigation and trailer monitoring simultaneously. Missed the mark. The blue ambient LED strip along the console reads more performance SUV than work-capable HD. Ram's 1500 Limited handles ambient lighting with more restraint at a lower price point. Chevy should have given this a selectable palette. The exterior section delivers exactly where that brief originated. This truck reportedly came out of a direct, competitive brief triggered by Ram's 2023 Limited Longhorn launch. The moment Ram demonstrated that an HD truck buyer would pay $95,000 for genuine luxury execution without apologizing for it. The brief wasn't build a more capable 2500. It was prove that Chevy can own the premium HD buyer Ram is converting. The exterior is where that competitive intent became design language. Front to rear, the blacked-out bumper fascia integrates a functional skid plate with angular air channeling cutouts. Form follows load, not styling. The LED headlights use a horizontal bar signature that visually widens the front by approximately 8 inches compared to the outgoing HD. The fender flares, already discussed, run approximately 3 inches wider than factory standard on each side. The multi-spoke black wheels appear to be 22-inch diameter wrapped in aggressive all-terrain rubber, correct tire spec for an HD truck that crosses job site terrain. The stance sits notably higher than a standard 2500 HD, approximately 3 to 4 inches of suspension lift integrated at the factory level. Rear, the Chevrolet lettering across the tailgate is a structural stamping, not a decal. The sequential LED taillights use a horizontal blade signature that echoes the front. The integrated diffuser-style lower rear bumper houses square exhaust tips, functional exit geometry, not chrome theater. Every exterior decision here follows load path logic first. This design holds because the hardware earns the aesthetic. Now, the numbers that justify the brief. Engine, 6.7-liter Duramax turbo diesel. Estimated 470 horsepower, estimated 975 pound-feet of torque,
10-speed Allison transmission, 4-wheel drive standard. In real operating conditions, that torque figure means pulling 20,000 pounds without the drivetrain hunting between gears on a 6% grade. Speculative tech number 3, predictive grade torque management. The system reads GPS elevation data 400 meters ahead and pre-stages torque delivery before the grade arrives. The competitor gap it closes, the Ford F-250 Powerstroke's reactive downshift hesitation at 15,000-pound loads on mountain grades, a known complaint in every long-haul operator forum since 2021. It eliminates the 1.2-second throttle delay that costs traction on loose surfaces mid-grade. Ram 1500 TRX, more horsepower in the half-ton segment, does not compete here on payload. Ford F-250 Powerstroke, narrower torque curve at low RPM, real gap below 1500 RPM on highway grades. Engineering case complete. Financial case is next, and this is where it gets genuinely interesting. Now, here's what I actually think. Completely straightforward. That Ram brief explains everything. The full-width carbon fiber on the doors, the factory flare integration, the embedded console screen, the 90K cabin execution in a work truck platform. Every decision traces back to one competitive objective. Whether Chevy succeeded depends entirely on what the buyer standing at that price point actually values most. Expect this configuration to land between $88,000 and $96,000 fully optioned. The Ram 2500 Limited competes directly. It delivers a richer, soft-touch interior and a slightly more refined highway ride at a comparable price point. The standard Silverado 2500 HD High Country comes in approximately $18,000 lower and gives up the factory flare integration, the carbon cabin execution, and the embedded console display. Factory differentiated HD configurations hold value differently than aftermarket modified equivalents. A dealer-lifted Silverado with aftermarket flares loses 12 to 18% more at trade-in than a factory-spec Duramax Elite at equivalent mileage. For a buyer planning a 4 to 5-year hold, that delta recovers a meaningful portion of the premium at resale. The modification depreciation gap is real and documented. If you are pulling 15,000 pounds or more consistently, professionally, this is the most coherent factory HD package available in this segment right now. If premium cabin experience matters more than genuine work capability, the Ram 2500 Limited gives you more refinement per dollar on interior materials. What this truck earns its premium through is not displacement, it is factory-engineered coherence. The hardware and the cabin were built for the same brief at the same time for the same buyer. That Chevrolet stamp across the blacked-out grille, now you know what it actually signals. It is not styling. It is a declaration of competitive intent, written in block letters at 60 miles per hour where Ram's badge used to be the only thing at this price point. $92,000 for the Duramax Elite with factory flares and 975 pound-feet? Or $94,000 for the Ram 2500 Limited with a softer interior and a narrower torque curve? Drop your call below. Next up, how the F-250 Powerstroke answers this exact truck, direct head-to-head. Subscribe so you do not miss it.